Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. This fine Monday, the 3rd of August. It's here. Game day. Yay. Bank holiday Monday, bank holiday weekend, and Celtic play football tonight. And if you're going to the game, have a fantastic time. And yeah, Monday night football. It was good seeing Facebook last night. You got all the bus conveners putting up the times of the buses. Here we go again, and yeah, it always gives me a nice smile when I see that on my Facebook at this time of year, because I know how much hard work that they all put in, every single one of them. So fair play to these lads. Have a fantastic season ahead, and let's get straight on to the news. What is going on at Celtic? What really is going on at Celtic Football Club? Martin O'Neill told us that Alistair Johnston was happy. He was happy at the club. End of. That was it. Alistair's happy here. Why bother saying that, Martin? The money that we're going to get for Alistair Johnston is absolutely ridiculous. News coming out of Liverpool isn't good for Celtic fans, and the deal to buy Alistair Johnston could be worth up to 15 million. Once again, Celtic are selling assets far too cheap. I didn't want to see Alistair Johnston to go. I think that he has a lot to offer. It leaves us with Colby Donovan. Alistair Johnston has to play tonight, surely. He has to be able to say his goodbyes to the club tonight. But then you know what will happen. Nicholson will pick up the phone and go, "Hi, it's Monday. Hi, yes, I'm back. I'm all chirpy. I can see money coming into the bank. Of course I'm going to fucking pick up the phone to you. Put the 15 million in and it's deal done and you've got them today. I'll send them down myself. Bye." Boom. Michael Nicholson's the only person that walks into Celtic Park on a Monday that doesn't have the Monday blues at this time of year, because he just comes in and looks like, how many players have we got offers in for? Not only that, over the weekend we had a £14 million bid for Kieran Tierney. I thought I would embrace Martin O'Neill's first time at the club. The old NTL Umbro top from Martin O'Neill's first time at the club. I thought I'll embrace that and try and get some of the inner happiness. You know, we were having a good start. We were going into the season. We'd got two good players in. I'd only got rid of Dice and Maeda, really. Now it looks like we're going to get rid of Dice and Maeda. We're going to get rid of Hatate. We're going to get rid of Alistair Johnston. We're going to get rid of Arne Engels. And meanwhile, we've brought in two strikers. If Martin O'Neill is entirely happy with the way that the club is going, I think Martin O'Neill's lying to us. Every single one of us. I don't know why. I mean, Martin O'Neill said that he spoke to Alistair Johnston. He spoke to Alistair Johnston and he said that Alistair Johnston was happy at the club. Martin, did you really speak to Ali? Do you know, was it a fleeting... Are you happy here, mate? Yeah, of course I'm happy here, boss. What did you expect Alistair Johnston to say? Meanwhile, Ali's like, all right, how much is that offered in a land? He talks really fast, Alistair Johnston, so I'm not going to take the piss at him because he talks really fast. But he's probably on the phone to his agent like this going, how much are they going to offer me? What? With that big, huge smile of his. There is no love left in football. And what makes it even worse is that Callum McGregor has had a conversation with Michael Nicholson, according to reports. Yep, Callum McGregor sat down, the big I am of Celtic, Nobody's bigger than me as a player at the club. Sits down with Nicholson as the captain and said, are you bringing in players that will meet my expectations? If no, I'm off to Saudi or wherever else it may take me. It's bonkers what's going on at Celtic right now. And it makes you wonder, thanks wee Mitch for the early morning super chat. It makes you wonder that with the Champions League draw being made today, we're not stronger than we were last year. If we get Kara Almaty again, I seriously fear for Celtic. And I fear for Celtic not because Martin O'Neill's here, not because Mark Fotheringham's here, not because Sean Maloney's still here, but because Michael Nicholson's still here. For Martin O'Neill to turn around and say, oh, remember the guy I was talking about last week? Yeah, we're still in with him. The talks are still going good. Martin, people at the club are making an arse of you. They're making an absolute tit of you. They're using you as a deflection between them and the fans. We've been promised all sorts of stuff by the board to the tail end of last season. We're starting the new season. We were told by the standing chairman, the Labour politician, ex-Labour politician, that we're going to be working really hard over the next few weeks. That was when Martin O'Neill came in. We've signed 2 players. We allowed 14 players to leave at the end of the season. We're now on the verge, and these were players that weren't necessarily first team players. We're now on the verge of losing 4 first team starting players that will make us weaker. If those players were sold today, we've lost Dyson. If we were to lose the other 3 players today, we are now starting the league in a worse position than we were last season. That's unacceptable at any club. Never mind Celtic. When we are gambling again with 40 million. And I'm going to say, if the worst comes to the worst, and we do not make the Champions League, the disruptions that were the last season have to go tenfold this season. If we lose the Champions League and the qualification game and we don't get through, it isn't Martin O'Neill's fault. There's only one person it comes down to. The fact that the squad, and Martin O'Neill can gloss it over. Martin O'Neill, I said in a video a couple of weeks ago, is there a possibility that the jovial grandad Martin O'Neill character that we have at Celtic, is there a chance of that wearing thin with the fans? We're not even at the first game of the season. And it's not Martin O'Neill's fault. That's the difficult part. We know who's at fault. Do you know, take the 60th anniversary shirt off the shirt. They're a disgrace to the memory. They are. It's not too late for Carmack to change his mind and leave. I think a lot of us would actually love that if it happened. A lot of people saying good morning to Stephen Johnson. Just so you know, Stephen. Defo lose the champion. Defo, if we lose Johnson right now with the Champions League, unless we bring in someone to allow the players, I just then, Kev, we are scrambling about. As soon as David Moyes phones Martin O'Neill and gives Martin O'Neill a heads up, And Martin O'Neill goes, "Hi, David. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, it's great. Oh, I love being back in Scotland. Yeah, it's great being back at Celtic. Oh, love it. Thanks, mate. Oh, who? Alistair Johnson? We don't want to sell him. Oh, you're going to put an offer in? It's okay. We'll reject it. Whoa, 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 whoa. No chance. We should be looking, if we know that Alistair Johnson is, if we know that Alistair Johnson, there's a chance we get on the phone the same day and we get on the phone to Bournemouth and we say, all right, Gadgies, happening, yeah. Julian, a Rocco, madman, love him. Chances, no? Here, tell you what, here's 10 million for him. It's easy as that. But Nicholson, once again, it's been all over the papers, all over the media, about a winger that Celtics were linked with in the last transfer window. He's valued at around about 10 million. So what does Celtic do? Yes, Celtic go in for a low offer, around about 4 million less than what he's worth. This tactic by the Celtic board to go in and lowball every single player that we're going for, they have learned nothing. Dermot Desmond hadn't put his hand in his pocket for decades. It doesn't have to, because Celtic are a self-funded club, and you've got financial fair play rules. That means that, gone are the days. I mean, look what just happened to Chelsea. They got a £10 million fine by the FA because they were doing dodgy deals. You can't do that. It's not like the olden days where, excuse me, where an owner can go, do you know what? I'll pick up this guy's wages. It's cool, so it doesn't affect the club. You can't do that anymore. Rangers died because of that. Just saying. They went into liquidation and died because of underhanded wages, brown broke envelopes. So Dermot Desmond's stranglehold on the club is not him putting his own money in. It's him holding the club back, having to be the man that gets the phone call and said, right, we're going to put a bid in for a player, put in half. No. Dermot, fucking do one. You do not own the club. You do not have a say in the final say what happens at the club. We have a board of directors that run the business. Piss off. I've been really looking forward to this season, and I thought that when we got the two players in, when we got Duran in, when we got Casper in, I thought, Camilio's a decent looking player. Scored 3 goals. Casper, we know what he can do. Martin O'Neill's just a smoke screen for the board. Give me your comments this morning and tell me what you feel about the whole Alistair Johnson scenario. Do you know how you feel about the board? And I'll get as much of the comments in as we can. Tell everyone they need to take Ralston as well. That will put them off. Can we not just send Ralston down with one of those latex mask things on, and he gets done there? Remember Ronaldo did it. Ronaldo put this mask and everyone on the skies, and then went and played football in the middle of Madrid, and everybody was like, check this old geezer out. And it was Ronaldo. Anyway, I'm 73, been a Celtic fan since 1967. When my club, Third Lanark, folded. Been around Celtic from then. Nothing has changed, believe me. Unfortunately, this scenario reminds me of the Kellys, etc. It does. The stranglehold that the families, the Kellys and Whites, had over Celtic at that time. We are in an exact same scenario, and we won't go down the route of financial hardship that was the driving force to be able to get rid of the Kellys and Whites. That's not going to happen at Celtic. But neither is a 100 million buyout of Dermot Desmond's shares. Nobody's spending 100 million to Dermot Desmond, or 150 million, whatever it's going to take, for him to release his shares and bugger off for 30% of a company. It just doesn't happen. Don't know, you're spending that kind of money, you're wanting control of the whole company so that you can get your money back quick time. If you're an investor, and this is why Dermot Desmond's got Celtic by the balls, because he knows that nobody's coming in with 100 million. Nobody to buy his percentage. It doesn't make business sense. Dermot Desmond's took something like 7 million in dividends in 20 years. That's not paying back your investment, is it, if you're spending 100 million? So he knows he's got us by the balls. So, with that being said, sack the board isn't going to work because Dermot Desmond's going to be here. We can protest against the board all we want. I think that, that there will be discontent on the terraces between now and the end of the transfer window, because Celtic are lagging way behind. Again, Martin O'Neill, I want players in for pre-season. I feel sorry for Martin. He deserves to be backed the way that a good manager should be backed. There was a video going around of the ex-Motherwell manager, Jens, at his club, his new club. And the motivational speech that he was given in the dressing room reminded me a bit of, maybe not so much Brendan Rodgers, but definitely an Ange Postecoglou figure. And whilst Martin O'Neill, it's great having him back, I really do think, and Martin O'Neill's saying, I want to be in a position to hand over a great bunch of players to the next manager. I want the next guy that's coming in to go, wow, what a team. Boom, he's not leaving Serie A, 10 million. Deals are falling apart because we can't get the add-ons and bonuses right. Low ball and everything, says Gus. Yes, we are. Stephen Johnson's coming with a super chat. Come on, everybody, subscribe. It's free, and hit the thumbs up button, please. Thank you for that, Stephen. Strange how Martin O'Neill comes out saying happy, etc., and then coming out saying he wants to go. Likely he'll accept the offer. So late in the window, and we are so late in the window. Don't know. It's absolutely bonkers. It's like bread and circuses. It's getting beyond a joke if we don't get it over the line this year with the qualifier. What, I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, but what should really happen? Let's not go down worst case scenario as yet. Let's get to the qualifying video today. Let's get to the draw. And just pray that the draw's kind to it. The draw was kind to us last year, Baz. Come on. The draw was kind to us last year. Cara Almaty. Jesus. Celtic Powers needs to be empty. Every season ticket holder needs to ask for a refund this season. That's not going to happen. Martin should walk. No, he shouldn't walk, because that would put us in a worse position. At least we have close to 120 million in the bank. The board get their bonuses. Yeah, that sounds. What's happened to the voice in the board? Coming out saying that we have appointed one. Still nothing. This is when we know what's happening at the club. Why transfers are so slow and low balling. They're never going to tell you why transfers are so slow and why we're low balling. Because then Michael Nicholson will say that it's very difficult to deal with agents and players don't want to come to Scotland. Blah, 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 blah. Look at that young guy at Motherwell last night. Young boy that Motherwell's brought in. What a player he is. The winger scored the last goal. How can we not find players? You cannot tell me that players of a certain level Now, Celtic fans, there's going to be one prediction. The young player, the young lad that scored the goal for Motherwell last night, Celtic fans will be clambering all over him to buy him the next transfer window. That's my prediction of the season so far. Because that young lad, he can play football and he's got a bit of talent. And Motherwell have brought in another manager that plays one-touch, fast-attacking football. Celtic don't know what they're doing. We've brought in a set-piece coach. He's coaching players that are not going to be there. Right, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. Well, that's my fucking job, fuck, because the boys that have been training are all gone. Oh, Martin is simply annoying now with his dross talk. Oh, it's turning already. Martin is the worst position than Brendan Rodgers was. Yes, he is. Maybe end up with how if Martin goes, no, I don't want him anywhere near the club. Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere near the club. Trust me. Martin was at St Johnstone game yesterday looking at their right back. I don't think that he was looking at their right back. I think he would just be looking at the team. Martin O'Neill and Fozzie did that the first time around. They would go and watch other teams that we were coming up against. Martin's an old school manager. Martin doesn't want to look at stats and tactics and fucking data. He's not interested. He wants to go to a game and go, okay, right, we see how they play. We see who the players to watch out for. Your eyes, your ears, and the smell of the fear for the other players tells you a lot more than any digital data can. If you're a real good manager. And Martin O'Neill is a real good manager. He didn't get us over the line just by chance. And it certainly wasn't data that got us over the line. It was Martin O'Neill and his decisions. Celtic really know how to fuck up your week. Yeah, they do that. I was feeling good about tonight. I was feeling brilliant about tonight. Is there anything positive? Yes, we've turned down an offer for Kieran Tierney. Martin O'Neill has revealed that Callum McGregor spoke. It's cool. Cal Mack's spoken to Nicholson. It's fine. Cal's staying. And he believes that Nicholson's going to get the deals done. Arnie Engels. There's going to be another bid comes in today for Arnie Engels as West Ham up their shite offers. I mean, if we're lowballing teams, you've got teams like West Ham that are going, fuck Celtic. I think they are. Really? 25 million? Offer them 10. In pub league anyway. That's the attitude. The most important game of our season is the qualifier. Yes, it is. And we need to get it right. And we need to get players in. And as yet, we're not. Maybe should be a protest at the game. Not today. It's not a day for it. Records, excellent response to Tierney's departure. No fears, no tears. Can you scrub this video and do a positive one? Negativity is unbearable, man. It's Flag Day, says Jimbo. And it's not negative. It's a reality of where we are. I'm super excited about Flag Day. Well, I was. But losing Arnie Engels, losing Alistair Johnston, losing Rio Hatate and losing Dyson Maida and not bringing in replacements is absolutely dumb. Domestically, we're untouchable, says Mo. Ooh. I think Motherwell are going to be the team to watch this year again. I think Motherwell will be the team that could be the Hearts of last season. Let's wait and see. We're 20 years behind everyone else. We are in a European stage. You know, when you're seeing clubs around Europe, smaller clubs than Celtic, invest in stadium and even bigger clubs than Celtic investing in stadium. I mean, look, Barcelona, a club that were heavily in debt, decide to just knock down their stadium completely and completely rebuild it to make it bigger so they could fit in more people, because they know if they can get more people into the stadium, they'll pay off their debt quicker. Bonkers, isn't it? That's how a real business should be run. Martin O'Neill is a very good manager with his hands turned behind his back right now. Motherwell win the league? I don't think so, but Motherwell will be, for me, the team to watch this season again. We've known for weeks that Alice Johnson was liable to leave. Professional football is a business. If the money is right, grab it. No player is that important unless you think you're Callum McGregor. Any more news on Hassan or Brower? I think that Hassan and Brower, they will be the two deals that will get done this week. And Martin O'Neill will say that it's been a good piece of business. But Jason says that they're not coming. Motherwell champions in 2027. No chance. It will be Celtic. If Kieran Tierney and Alistair Johnson, don't worry. We're left with Adam Montgomery and Tony Ralston and Donovan. Don't worry, Nick has offered £1.50 for the German lad. The boards are going to try and weaken the squad, and it's working. Martin O'Neill is letting it happen. Martin O'Neill looks like a man that's had his ball cut off. We need a manager that will stand up to Dermot Desmond, but then Dermot Desmond would never allow that to happen. And I don't think that it's not. Dermot Desmond's getting a lot of stick. I'm not sticking up for Dermot Desmond because he's the ultimate man that says yes to any deals. It's Michael Nicholson and his inability to conclude transfer negotiations in a timely manner to bring people into the club. He seems fine at doing it when we get people out the door, but it's weird. I love the new camp, brilliant stadium, Camp Nou. Have you been to the new version? We are investing in playing pitches outside. Yes, we want to put a proposal that folk can play football outside the ground. Bonkers. I don't understand the Barca thing. Somebody quoted 1 billion in debt, and UEFA and their finance. Yeah. I think that the debt has come down significantly at Barca. That allowed them to then refinance to build the new stadium. I don't know, but it's worked. I mean, them and Atletico Madrid pumped money into their stadiums to enhance fan. And what did Celtic do? Put up a couple of banners, get a lick of paint, allow the Green Brigade to come in and do some graffiti. And then they'll sit back and go, see, graffiti on the wall, it says it's magic, graffiti on the wall, graffiti on the wall. Anyway, the big news today is that Celtic are back. We play tonight, but before that, we have the Champions League draw this morning. Yes, we have the Champions League draw. I will be live for that, as always. I'll be live well before it. And we will learn our opponents. Celtic have... some of the teams, Carrot, Almaty, Sofia, and chance to go to Norway. Norway would be a good one, but I don't think that I would like it because they're already started their season, and we just need to wait and see. We need to wait and see. I'm not making any predictions because let's just enjoy the draw. 15 million. Yes, we're allowing Alistair Johnson to go for 15 million. Alistair Johnson's worth 25 million all day long. The reality of the SBFL is most of the best players will move on to wealthier leagues. We are being run by Looney Tunes. Hassan deal, that is. Brower deal is dragging on for a long time over a difference of 300k. It's Michael Nicholson all over, isn't it? The guy better be worth it. If he comes in and he's a poor man's Arnie Engels, we're going to be... We've always got the bricky. We have that. Martin and Desmond's man for the job. He's been handsomely paid for it. Yes, he is. I hope we can keep Luke McCowan. Comment of the day. Martin O'Neill's credibility is going downhill in my eyes if he lets this happen. Is it going downhill, or is it just the fact that he's all the Casper optimism seems to have faded fast? The Optimism. I just hope that we get more signings in and win the treble. Is the treble really the answer? Is it paper? I'm not going to talk about that yet because let's just see. Let's get to the end of the window, and as disappointing as the news is today that it looks like we're going to lose Alistair Johnson, I hope the fans give Alistair Johnson a massive send off tonight, and I hope he gets to play some part tonight. It's always you see players that are, when they are moving on from the club, they tend not to play that game because they're leaving. I think that Alistair Johnson was on my team sheet yesterday. I don't think that should change. I think he should be allowed to come on and then bring him off with 10, 15 minutes to go to allow him the standing ovation that he deserves and allow him to say his goodbye to the club. Because there's a lot of players that don't get to say goodbyes to the club. Daiz Maeda for one. I don't know. But it is what it is. DD micromanages everything. Nothing happens and doesn't go first. Yes, it's very true. We need to keep Alistair Johnson not only because he's a great player, but the fact Rangers fans hate him. Well, we can only rectify that by bringing in Julian Araujo. But we'll wait and see. I can't see that happening. The draw's at 11 a.m. Yes, I know the draw's at 11 a.m. I did say that yesterday. And we'll click onto the UEFA website to get to all that. And I won't be doing it what I did wrong. The last draw, I ended up showing part of the draw and UEFA copyrighted me. Fuck UEFA. And that was a lesson learned. I knew they would copyright me, but I just cut that bit out. But anyway, I won't be able to show the draw. I'll be able to tell you. I might be able, I can't even do the voice, the audio for it because I reckon the first legs will be held on the 18th and 19th of August. That's great because that's my father's birthday on those dates, and then the return leg will be the 25th and 26th of August. So that will fill up the schedule for Celtic for then, because when you look at the fixtures just now, we're getting close. What are you doing? Get crazy. We are 10 hours, 29 minutes away from kickoff at Celtic Park. Dundee is the first game at Celtic Park. Then we have Kilmarnock, and then on the 15th we have Dundee United in the Premier Sports Cup. And in between that, on the 18th or 19th, we will play our first game in the Champions League qualifier. And then before the Falkirk game, back in the William Hill Premiership, we'll have played the second game in the Champions League. Dundee United managed to beat us last season. Let's just hope that Martin O'Neill doesn't want to drop any. It can't happen again, surely. But that is the games. Put that over there. That's just getting in the way, isn't it? So yeah, that is the games in August. Exciting as it is, it's fantastic, isn't it? Right, let me jump into some comments before we finish up. Let's face it, an EPL club like Newcastle can't keep their best players. What chance do we have? What is going on at our club? For fuck's sake, yeah. Celtic Celtic with a Casper hat-trick. Alistair Johnson plays and gets a massive injury in the last minute, and he's left at Celtic at 11 a.m. the Champions League draw. Poor man's Arnie Engels doesn't exist. Money over ambition for this board. Does Nicholson have any clue about a player's value? Forget the treble. Use the League Cup to blood youth. Have we seen enough from the Celtic players, mate, to the Celtic youth players to give them a real good run in the cup? I would suggest yes, but yeah. Cheers, Kev. I just read your comment. Alistair Johnson should not be sold until January at the earliest. I think a move in case. No, I think that we should. I think that we should sell him now, only if we get the deal for Julian Araujo in straight away. Right, what's the difference? 5 p.m. I'm on the UEFA website. Where is it? Final draw procedure. A total of 14 pairing clubs will be involved in the draw, 10 in the Champions Path, which is Celtic, and 4 in the League Path. The draw procedure, the full list of participations, including seeded teams and pairings, will be available on the link below. And then at UEFA style, there is the playoffs. Let's just go to the full screen. The playoffs is in House of European Football, Neon, Switzerland, at 1200 hours Central European Time, 11 a.m. Celtic Park Time. So just so you know, it'll be 12 o'clock for me and 11 o'clock for you. The number of teams involved, 10, 4 directly, 6 pairings coming from third qualifying round, etc. Anyway, there's a whole big document. I'm dreading the draw now. Right? Is he annoying you? It's Fozzie. He's annoying Ginny. Nicholson should ask the Padron CEO how to negotiate. Yes, he should. That 25 million for Alistair Johnson and Dies and Maeda combined. Yeah, so much for us bringing in like 50, 60 million pound with the players that would be selling. Undervaluing our players and letting them go on the cheap is frightening, especially at Alistair Johnson. And imagine allowing a double World Cup player, a player that was in the team of the tournament 2 World Cups ago, allowing him to go for a measly 12 million plus add-ons. It will be 12 million cash and then add-ons up to 3 million. It's bonkers. I have no... Jesus. The squad is weak now. Not enough quality. Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, right. That has been done and dusted for this morning. Alistair Johnson, be careful with your hamstring. If our Celtic youth is so great, how can we never win the Lowland League, says Stephen. There we go. Right, that has been done and dusted for this morning. I will be back in just a few hours as we get ready for the Champions League draw, the playoff draw to get into the Champions League. Last year, we drew a team from Kazakhstan. And how well did that go for Celtic? Oh, man. And some of us... God, that was a year ago. Remember we watched that watch-along? We did a watch-along on another channel for that game, and we were like, Jesus, this car at Almaty's a well-organised team, aren't they? Celtic are going to have to be on the ball. And nobody believed us. Nobody believed us that Cara Almaty have a chance of upsetting. Everybody was like, it's a wee team for Kazakhstan, man. Get over it. They're shite. And Celtic are now in a worse position than they were last year. Who's the ones that are shite? Anyway, thank you to everyone who has been on this morning. Should we do some more comments? That's why we owned it when 3 holes in the home split. Michelle's going on about 5 p.m. draw. Going to get some. How's your dog handling the wee cats? Jim, she grew up with a cat and a sausage dog. So... she's fine. She loves them. They're just nippy wee shites and just to bite you and stuff, just to play as they do. Anyway, enough about them. Remember, we all lauded the Celtic board. They were great at this business. Carry on. Yeah, this is great. You got the deal for Casper done. The board have learned from their mistakes. That lasted long, didn't it? think you should just do a Rangers Rabble watch along. The Meltdown Anonymous. Anyway, right. I'm getting attacked. Fozzie, come here. You come and say hi to everyone. Say hi, Fozzie. Say hi. Say hi. That? Okay. Going done? There we go. Right, that's me done and dusted for this morning. I shall be back in just a few hours' time to see who Celtic will have in the Champions League playoff 2026-27 season. 10 minutes after it, you'll get everyone trying to book flights and all the rest of it, and hopefully they get the right dates. Until then, have an absolutely fantastic morning, Celtic fans, wherever you are. All